Because what they like to do, they want to justify going after kids in school or people in the hospital and conflate that with, well, all these criminals in South Africa and illegal immigration. They try to throw that as a justification of targeting weak and vulnerable people versus being a man and go and get the real criminals that they know where the criminality is going on in South Africa. They know exactly where it's at. Go get them. They know exactly where the criminality is at in KZN. They know. They know exactly where the criminals at. Go get those criminals. But you know, well, what one of them said about, oh, well, I think he was talking about somebody else, was kind of checking them too. One of the brothers. Oh, I don't see how y'all listen to a slave. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. We've been free since 1865. Just to give you a history, calling us slaves, that's not a dig at FBA, calling us a slave. We were slaves. Oh, yes. And we built one of the greatest nations on planet Earth. We built this place. Yeah, we were slaves. I am very proud of my ancestors. Calling us slaves don't hurt me. Not at all. We fought to get out of slavery. Period. By ourselves. We didn't have a Pan-African fight to get us out of slavery, if you want to go there. We didn't have the diaspora helping us get out of slavery. We didn't have Ghana and Nigeria and all these different other countries giving us money to get us out of slavery. That didn't happen. We got it out of slavery on our own. So when you call us a slave, be careful, because we know our history and we know yours. In 1652, the white people that's a part of you came down to your area and established their first settlement in the what they say in the area by the Cape of Good Hope, in that area, which I've been there. And that started the white minority rule since 1652. But it wasn't organized, tight, and systemic until 1948, when the National Party took over South Africa, and they come up with the term apartheid, but that was extremely systemic, tight, and you wasn't doing nothing, and it was national. Okay? But from 1652 to 1948, they were still running that land and your people by white minority rule. In 1948, it got a little bit more brutal. So from 1948 to 1994, when you got out of apartheid, okay? So you want to call us a slave, but this slave was free in June 19, 1865. We didn't get our freedom in 1994. So stop with that slave conversation. I'm sorry, some of you talking don't know enough history. You don't even know your own history to talk. Now, what did it say? Alonzo said, I see the parallel between us and them, so it blows my mind. They overlook the apartheid descendants. I think they're scared. Listen, I went to the Hector Peterson Museum. I seen everything they went through. They went through it, okay? They went through it. Very similar to Jim Crow. And they fought. Those brothers and sisters in South Africa at that time, they wasn't no punks. They fought. And even the children fought, okay? Not just adults. The kids. If you ever go to South Africa, go to Hector Peterson Museum and see how those kids were standing up just with tin can shields and rocks and all that to go fight against the police and all that stuff. Kids, okay? And they was unaliving kids. And these kids still fought back against the apartheid regime. They were trying to force them to speak Afrikaans, and that famous sign that say, "the hell with Afrikaans." They're like, I ain't speaking that white folks language. That's the lineage they come from. So these people today aren't the people that fought during apartheid. That's not those people. It's actually shameful, because the people in that time, people talk about Nelson Mandela and, how he was after he came out of prison. Y'all need to really research Mandela and how he was before that, before they captured him, before the CIA helped the apartheid regime. capture Nelson Mandela. Y'all need to do the research on that. Nelson Mandela was not no punk. I'm gonna tell you this much: Julius sound nice, but Mandela put in work. You hear me? He was putting in work, literally, on them white folk. That's why they need the CIA to help capture Mandela. They couldn't do it by themselves. And Mandela stayed in jail longer than he should have. He could have got out sooner, which I didn't know till I got educated on Robben Island about it. They said so many times they told Mandela, look, we'll let you out of jail. Just get out. Don't fight against us, and encourage the people just to be peaceful and not fight against us. Mandela like, nope. If I get out, I'm going to fight you. I'm going to get my people free. So you going to stay here? Fine, I'll stay in jail. And that's what was happening. Mandela could have been got out of prison. And he chose to stay because he wasn't going to get out and be like, basically be a sellout. So they not fighting in the spirit of Mandela at all. This is not how the ANC was at that time period. If you know your history, your South African history, you would look at it and say, wait a minute, this is beneath what we have been as South Africans. We have been a people who've been freedom fighters, who suffered at the hands of these folks. Now it's like y'all done just given up. Y'all let these people run y'all, them folks. They are part of us. They didn't say that during apartheid. They're part of us. They didn't say that. They knew real quick they wasn't part of you, because you couldn't even walk around at night. You better not be outside after 6 o'clock and without your card on you, because you had to have a card on you. If they roll up on you, you ain't got that card on you, it's going to be a problem. Y'all remember that story we covered years ago about that organization called CIMAR, and how they were saying they were giving, let me see, how can I say this? Because I know I'm on this platform. Let me see how I'm going to say it. They were giving medication, telling you this is something that's good for you, right? Like we get for our kids or whatever. But they were secretly injecting them with HIV. And they did that to try to take out the population. That's how their HIV rate got so high. Because that's what they were doing to them. Okay? That's literally bioterrorism, what they were doing to them. You understand? Go look up what I'm telling you. I'm not lying about this. After all this stuff them people do to you, and then you come tell us they are part of you? Are you crazy? Senator say, I must admit and hate to say it, it's time for some Trumpism to address this issue that has devastatingly become a serious crisis. I'm going to say this much. For the people that I know in South Africa, the good South Africans, I don't want them sanctioned. I don't want nothing happening to them, because I do not want that to happen, because that wouldn't be good at all. At all. And these people who's doing this, they don't represent the million. There's 60 some odd million people in South Africa, and the majority is black. Every black person isn't doing this. So I don't want them sanctioned at all. But South Africans who disagree with this, you need to be on camera shouting them down, saying this is not going to happen, blocking them, whatever. That's a better look. Don't be quiet.